child because he was scared. Well, he is one of the scariest fighters in the sport.
Ripping Omaha, Nebraska.
You can say that Canelo's going to knock Bud out, but is he?
There's a reason why Canelo is the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world.
Fight fans, welcome back.
Now what they gonna say? They always talk, I'm the best fighter in the world.
Alright, fight enthusiasts, let's discuss the dream matchup that has been humming all over social media. Terence "Bud" Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez. Now pay attention, I understand this. Crawford strikes me as a beast. Pound for pound monarch. Undressed. Master of switch hitting. That is all accurate. I'm here to ground you back to reality, however, if you believe Crawford can really defeat Canelo Alvarez in a boxing ring. Allow me to dissect it. I am speaking facts, physics, pure battle science, not just views. Size counts, not even close. First things first, let's speak about the elephant in the room. Weight divisions exist for a purpose. Canelo Alvarez has been campaigning at super middleweight and even light heavyweight. We're talking 168 to 175 pounds of power, durability, and sheer strength. Meanwhile, Terence Crawford is at welterweight, 147 pounds soaking wet. Do you know what it implies in actual battle terms? It means Bud would be giving up anything from.
Just wanna thank everybody for your support. Thank you, and I'm sorry for waiting that much, but you know, I need to do my doping and all that stuff. But thank you so much, everybody. I'm so happy because I did.
20 to 30 pounds of muscle, bulk, and raw power. That's like putting a pit bull in the ring with a Rottweiler. The pit could have some bite, but physics don't lie. Size matters. And it means a lot when both people have superior talents. Power punching, Canelo's not built like these welterweights. Let's be honest, Crawford's been plowing through men at welterweight, making great fighters look like amateurs. But those men don't hit like Canelo Alvarez.
68, 175. You know, I'm just 147, so I'll never see that fight ever really happen.
This guy was knocking out light heavyweights, people with heads like concrete. Sergey Kovalev learnt it out the hard way. Caleb Plant? Same story. Canelo doesn't simply punch, he detonates. And here's the thing, you can be slick, you can be sharp, but at some time in a 12-round battle, you're going to be struck. And when Canelo touches Crawford, it's going to feel different. Crawford has never encountered anything close to that sort of weaponry. This isn't
what I'm supposed to do, right? And I feel great. I feel great, and I'm so happy.
All right, if you please raise your hand. We'll now open questions up to media.
Canelo, directly right here in front of you, straight ahead of you. Right here, Canelo.
Sean Porter or
At the beginning of
this is a guy who destroys orbital bones like it's a pastime. Durability, Canelo eats shots for breakfast. Now let's turn the script, can Crawford damage Canelo? That's the true question. And the answer? Highly improbable. Canelo has faced some of the toughest hitters in the sport, GGG, Kovalev, Jacobs, and guess what? He marched through flames and continued coming. Crawford's power is genuine at 147, but it's hardly miraculous. It's not some weird one-punch KO power like Wilder. And against a fighter like Canelo, who has a neck thicker than a tree trunk and a chin made like steel, Crawford's blows would feel like love taps. You don't need to be a boxing expert to realize that jumping up 2 full weight classes and attempting to injure one of the most durable fighters in the sport's history is like taking a water cannon to a wildfire. Ring IQ, Canelo's chess game is next level, and let's not sleep on the intellect behind the brawn. A lot of people love to call Crawford one of the brightest fighters in the game, and they're correct. His ability to swap positions, read opponents, and change mid-fight is unique. But you know who else plays chess at the top level? Canelo Alvarez. This guy went 24 rounds with Gennady Golovkin, one of the most technically sound pressure fighters ever. He solved the issue of slick operators like Austin Trout and Arislandi Lara. He shredded southpaws, orthodox fighters, movers, brawlers, you name it. Canelo isn't some come-forward slugger. He's a counter-punching master with a PhD in body punching. Crawford loves to download info early, he'll spend the first 2 rounds figuring you out. But what happens when the man in front of you is also downloading your data? What happens when every time you make a move, Canelo already knows the answer? Crawford's genius works best when he's the sharpest person in the ring. Against Canelo? He's playing chess with the Grandmaster. Stamina pressure, Canelo's silent weapon. And here's another thing people overlook, Canelo's stamina has increased dramatically. Gone are the days when he used to gas out after 6 rounds. Now, he applies that slow, stalking pressure for 12 complete rounds. And it's not simply pressure for pressure's sake, it's clever, planned, energy-efficient stalking. Crawford has never been in a battle where he's the one continuously compelled to shift, to pivot, to reset. That eats at your gas tank. Canelo's presence alone is taxing. Every feint, every stride forward, every punch to the arm or shoulder, it's all meant to wear you out. By round 8, combatants feel like they've had bricks attached to their ankles. And that's when Canelo starts to work. Bud's greatness has a weight limit. Here's the honest reality, Terence Crawford could be the finest boxer in the world at 147 pounds. Maybe even at 154 if he goes up correctly. But there's a limit to grandeur when you're attempting to defy physics. Canelo Alvarez isn't simply larger, he's excellent at his size. This isn't some sloppy, plodding super middleweight. This is a pound-for-pound superstar who's been carrying power and talent up from 154 to 175. You can't simply go up 20 pounds and expect your talents to instantly transfer. The time varies. The power shifts. The durability changes. Crawford would find himself in a battle where his regular methods don't work, because Canelo's seen it all before, and he's doing it at a larger, stronger level. Speed, a temporary advantage. Some people may remark, but Crawford is faster. True, for around 4 rounds. That's what people said about Amir Khan too. And we all seen how it ended. Speed decreases when you're always responding, constantly under duress, constantly being struck to the arms, torso, and shoulders. It's exhausting. Canelo may not be the quickest in terms of hand speed, but his timing is impeccable. And timing defeats speed every single time. By the latter rounds, Crawford's speed advantage would fade, and what's left? A tiny guy, in deep seas, with a shark around him. Crawford's style works best against aggressors, not counters. One more thing, Crawford looks his best when players come at him. He likes to counter. He wants to entice you into errors. But what happens when the man in front of you is the counterpuncher? What happens when you throw, and instead of your opponent panicking, he slides, rolls, and shoots back with a shot that rattles your bones? Canelo is a distinct beast. He's not going follow Crawford around like a headless chicken. He'll cut off the ring, build traps, and penalize every misstep. And in those situations when Bud attempts to be bold and fight fire with fire, that's when the lights go out. Final verdict, respect, but reality check. Look, this ain't about insulting Terence Crawford. The dude is an all-time great. Hall of Fame lock. One of the finest switch hitters the sport's ever seen. But size, power, durability, and experience count at the top level. And if you believe Bud can simply leap 2 classes and dethrone a known monster like Canelo, you're living in a dream world. Canelo Alvarez vs Terence Crawford is great to speak about, but in fact, it's a mismatch. Crawford would be courageous, he'd be clever, but ultimately, he'd be caught. And when Canelo gets you, it's game over. That's the truth, fight enthusiasts. Love it or loathe it, but deep down, you know I'm right.